Dredd stuff. Life can really surprise you at times. I guarantee it. Genuinely surprise you. One moment you're just going through the motions, and the next moment, poof! The thing after thing after thing after thing after thing is happening. Right before your eyes. And before you know it, boom! Meets up. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. What can happen in a week? Anyway, let's just get things ready because there's quite a lot to go over. Never going to be the same again. Oh, really? And here he comes, the king of the night. All right. Nobody seems to have joined in yet, but no doubt somebody will. Find me somebody to stream with. Find me somebody to stream with. Find me somebody to stream. Somebody. Find me somebody to stream. Can anybody find me somebody to? I can reach the high note, yes. Stream. Anyway, so I've done all that. Just making sure everything's all hunky-dory. Okay, so just how do I check on myself? Ooh, sorry, tickly nose. Yep, myself. Yep, everything's good to go here. I don't need this on yet. That's the thing about life. I mean, I suppose it can help by talk directly into the mic. But we're getting to see more people coming in. Hopefully, we'll get that which we desire to have, which, you know, is the cool stuff. All right, so slowly but surely we're getting more people in. So, hello everybody, welcome to the stream, and let's just get started with the news, because there's quite a lot that's happened. Namely, let's get the elephant out of the room. A significant amount of people have tragically passed away, like all within the past few days. Like, man, that is just immense, absolutely immense stuff. Just, I mean, obviously people die every day, but it's an absolute reality check when you see celebrity after celebrity after celebrity after celebrity after celebrity just pass on like that. It's just, wow, it really opens your eyes, doesn't it? Like, one moment you're just going about your business, then the next moment, boom, death's right at their door. And so we're just going to take this time now to commemorate those who had passed on. So just give me a moment while I look it up. Just give me a moment, just whilst I get things sorted up. So to start off with, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Ozzy Osbourne, of course, is an iconic Black Sabbath frontman. Just died 2 days ago after battling Parkinson's and spinal issues, apparently. And I don't really listen to the guy's music at all, but you know, it's everywhere. You know, it's just this guy passed away, and now it's just wow, just it happened. And speaking of big names, Hulk Hogan passed away just earlier today, a wrestle a legend of a man, and he passed away from a cardiac arrest, apparently at his own home in Florida. Wait, doesn't Evan Prince live in Florida? Good grief, that must be quite the reality check. Yeah, Ozzy and Hulk were two absolute legends in their own right. I mean, I don't really know much about Ozzy Osbourne. I'm just, just putting it out there. I know that Hulk Hogan's like a big like wrestling icon of a man, to the point where he's contributed to several films. I mean, some people say he didn't have the best acting contributions. He was in that one suburban sci-fi film with Christopher Lloyd, where he gave it his best, but it wasn't exactly the best film. But I suppose it could be fun for different reasons. But it was that one film where Christopher Lloyd said the line, "I was frozen today." So there's a whole meme about that. I will tell you a fond memory about Hulk Hogan. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Romeo and Juliet, but there was this one scene where basically it's a gnome's trying to look for a very specific brand of lawnmower to compete against the red gnomes, basically. And the way the advertisement goes, it's narrated by Hulk Hogan for a lawnmower of all things, just to show how extreme it is. It digs, it moves, Terraformator! He's got such an iconic, gruff voice. He was definitely an entertaining presence, brother! Yeah, there's obviously it's like he's the kind of person where obviously wrestling's gotten to the point where you'll just see exaggerated characters fight rather than people at times. It's the kind of sport for larger than life personalities, and you got people like Randy Savage. Oh yeah, want to cut down Slim Jim? Yeah. And of course, Hulk Hogan is just another wrestler who just had such an iconic voice. We're gonna wrestle, brother! So, interestingly enough, I noticed there seemed to be some kind of common pattern between Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. Both of them obviously died around the same time. And also, I've noticed that both of them seem to be very fond of the figure of Christ. Apparently, both of them professed trust in Christ before they passed away. So there's something to ponder about, something to think about. Also, I've been hearing these nasty rumors that people have been trying to cancel them right after they died. Like not before, but just right as they died. And I just think, oh, come on. These cancel culture freaks are leeches. They're not actually tolerant. They're just going to leech off anything just to get attention. Like these are the same morons who get offended by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, one of a harmless, beloved children's author. Like there's just no forgiveness or mercy with these people. So my condolences to the families of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. I hope you'll find comfort during this very hard time. So now, it's not just Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne that's passed away, but also other people, including Malcolm Jamal Warner, star of the Cosby Show, died July 20th by accidental drowning in Costa Rica. Chuck Mangione, a jazz flugelhornist, and he was famous for "Feel So Good." He also died the same day as Ozzy Osbourne. Chuck Mangione. Oh wait, that was the person I just mentioned. Sorry, my bad. I don't really know these people. It's just I'm just reading it out. Also, James Carter Cathcart, who is the voice of Professor Oak, Muth, James, and Gary in Pokemon, died on July 8th from throat cancer. And we also lost Connie Francis. We lost Julian McMahon. He was the Australian-American actor who was in the Fantastic Four. So that's interesting that new Fantastic Four movies come out. We've lost Michael Madsen, an actor from Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill. We've lost Harry Stanjovsky, Bun Haymain, French comedian. We've lost Andrei Sokolov, Russian animation storyboard for Mr. Bean the animated series. Oh man! Oh wow! Oh man! And just bear with me a moment. We lost another actress who was also in Pokemon. Just bear with me as I try to look it up. Sorry, I'm just we lost a great Brummy and Aussie. Double A, welcome to the live stream. Could you please enlighten us more about Ozzy? Something tells me you know more about Ozzy Osbourne than me. I don't really listen to his music. I know that. I will say this. I remember when I was growing up, there was this CBBC show called Heads, and there would always be this skit at the end of each episode where Ozzy Osbourne and his wife are depicted trying to hunt down this serial killer called the Flattener, who tried to distort the vocal cords of certain pop singers before literally flattening them with some kind of roller. It's very cartoonish that way. And they're trying to stop the Phantom Flattener. And they never catch him, but eventually they do catch him. The last of it, it turns out to be this one person who was jealous of other singers being better. So it's quite interesting how that happened. So the other person, it was Rachel Lillis. Right, yeah. Rachel Lillis, another Pokemon voice cast member, also passed on recently. So yeah, all these people have passed on in just such a short amount of time. Just, man alive. Double A says, a revolutionary in the world of metal music, one of Birmingham's greatest sons. Ah, right. Local legend of Birmingham. Right. Man, I mean, I heard he was, quite the, must have been quite the bloke to be around in his part of England. The same reason Hulk Hogan was the center of attention for Florida, I would imagine. Now, again, I don't really listen to heavy metal that much. I don't really watch wrestling that much. But, of course, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan are just the kinds of people where they reach such an iconic status of pop cultural outreach that what they are basically transcends their professions. I guess... So just to see these icons just pass away, it just makes you realize that what was the phrase? Memento mori, I guess. Memento mori. Remember that we must die. Like even the people we perceive as like seemingly immortal have to die. Like something to think about. Even Jesus Christ died on a cross, and he is immortal. So there's a humbling thought to think about. Memento mori. So yeah, I mean, it is rather harrowing that happened, but hey, might as well bring it up. When you're larger than life and then no longer here, it hits hard. Yeah, exactly. You fulfill this part of the culture that so many people latch onto. So when you're gone, people can sense the absence in a painstaking manner. It's like that one lyric from Ed Sheeran's Supermarket Flowers song. A life we love is a life that's been lived. Wait, was that the lyric? Or was it a life we love is a life that's been lived. was it? Wait, I don't know if it was that lyric or another lyric, but basically the point of that lyric is to showcase that we feel sad for this loss because their presence meant so much to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't miss them. You never know how much you miss something until it's gone, you know? The Chronicle Drinker, see what you did there, says, sup, hello, Chronicle Drinker, welcome to the Scots Thinker channel. I guess you could say I'm the diet sober version of Critical Drinker. Oh, man. So yeah, I'm glad to have you here. We're just acknowledging those who passed on, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, Pokemon voice actors, so on and so forth, and just commemorating their achievements in life and what we can learn from them, and all their great contributions to the culture. Especially, I find it interesting that Ozzy and Hulk Hogan both professed trust in Christ before they passed away. So I find that very deeply fascinating that they were able to find hope at the end of it all. Speaking of, do people here want to continue talking about the people who passed on? I can mention them again. If there's anything you want to mention about the people I mentioned, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, the jazz musician, and the Pokemon voice actors who passed away, please feel free to say so in the live chat. If you want to say something in commemoration. If not, we're going to move on to the next topic, just so you know. Jesus Christ. Ah, sweet. Amen, brother. Amen. Nice. Nice. You're very much welcome here. You're very much welcome here. Nice. Well, what can I say? I got the right people here. I've read it and heard it said that, in fact, I suppose on the matter of Hulk Hogan, all right, when icons pass on, it rocks you to your core, doesn't it? Anton Ego, pun very much intended. Yeah, man, we still miss Peter O'Toole, indeed. The people we look up to, and just now they're gone, and we miss them. Man, it's just so much, and it's immense. And it's interesting. Chronicle Drinker brings this up because I've heard it said from Hulk Hogan. It was either someone talking about Hulk. I think it was someone talking about Hulk Hogan, or I suppose in an indirect manner, Hulk Hogan himself, saying that you can have all the belts, win all the wrestling competitions you can, but all that means nothing without the hope of like eternity to justify it all. That's what I heard it said about Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan was a man who didn't really care about what the news thought about him, didn't really care about chasing trends. He just stuck to what he did best, and he did it well. I'll see you up there, brother. You just gotta love that voice. You gotta love that voice. All right, so that's all we got about those who passed on, the Pokemon voice actors, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, a jazz musician, and a few other notable figures. So assuming we're done talking about that, we're going to move on to another big conclusion topic. And this is very much relevant for me because this is a story that I, and in turn, many other of my viewers, have found deep engagement with, and that Vinland Saga has finished. What do I mean by this? I will show you what I have found out. So basically, it's been announced recently that Vinland Saga, one of my personal favorite manga stories out there, a seinen story, has ended. The final volume releases on September 22nd. Apparently, either it's already been released in Japan or it's about to release in Japan. I can't really say the full words for certain. But yeah, it's been recently announced that Vinland Saga has basically come to an end. So let's read this. Makoto Yukimura's Vinland Saga manga series has ended with its 220th chapter in the September 2025 issue of Kodansha's Afternoon magazine. The issue also confirmed that the final volume of Vinland Saga will release on September 22nd in Japan. Right, so I guess they've been publishing issues in Japan, and it's only now just finished, and they're going to compile the final volume of said issues in one last book to publish. And the most recent one, published a year or so ago, and the last panel was very much on trend at that point. Apparently, the Vinland Saga series has been going on for 20 years. So that's quite impressive. Yes. Well, literally what I just said right here. Yukimura launched the series in 2005. Man alive. That is commitment right there. Kodansha released the manga's 28th volume in June 2024, and the series will end with 29 volumes published this September. More than 7 million copies of Vinland Saga are in circulation. Currently, the Vinland Saga anime adaptation is streaming now on Netflix and Crunchyroll, and Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And the manga is available to read at Kodansha. Kodansha, what was that all about? It's okay then. Oh, hello there. Hello. Look at that. Would you look at that? Oh, how deeply fascinating. That is deeply fascinating. I'll continue reading this. I'm going to show you what I just saw. Lastly, Kodansha described the series. As a child, Thorfinn sat at the feet of the great Leif Erikson and thrilled to wild tales of a land far to the west. But his youthful fantasies are shattered by a mercenary raid. Raised by the Vikings who murdered his family, Thorfinn became a terrifying warrior, forever seeking to kill the band's leader, Askeladd, and avenge his father. Sustaining Thorfinn through his ordeal are his pride in his family and his dreams of a fertile westward land, a land without war or slavery, and the land Leif called Vinland. Yeah, that's the premise, but the whole story basically completely subverts the whole revenge story trope in a really devastating yet very meaningful way. And to this day, I'm still hearing people say, season 2 is boring. To those people, I just say, you missed the point. You were so caught up with all the spectacle and the action of the first arc / first season, you've let the whole point of the story just go whoosh right over your head. It was never primarily about the violence. It was about finding a paradise. That's what the story was and always has been about. People just aren't in it for deep semantics these days, are they? So, now that we're done reading this article, now that I've okay, how do I stop sharing? Right. So I went to the Kodansha website just a few moments ago. So I guess this is our initial look at the 14th volume of Vinland Saga. I have all 13 previous volumes on a bookshelf. So to have this would just be immense. Anyway, Vinland Saga Volume 14. This is the last one. The first wheat grown in Arnheid village sways in the breeze. Gudrid is pregnant and spoilers. Hilda's finally let go of her need for vengeance. The new world that Thorfinn dreamed of, a world without war or slavery, seems within reach. Yet history is a tide that too often sweeps away individuals with good intentions. And there are also among the Linux tribe who believe that continued toleration of these newcomers will end in disaster, and some among the Norsemen who still hold onto a belief in physical force as a first, not last resort. Yeah, that was foreshadowed previously. I mean, Thorfinn meant well, but I think he made a big mistake bringing those kinds of people along. Then again, maybe Thorfinn didn't know their intentions on a deeper basis. What will sprout from the seed of uncertainty alongside the golden grain? All right. So the stakes are set, and there was this one figure who had this prophetic vision. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see it all unfold. Oh man, I mean, there's a very various directions it could go in, but I think knowing what I've read from the Vinland Saga series, I think the whole Vinland Saga series is going to end on an optimistic note. It just makes thematic sense for the series. I mean, there's going to be immense conflict, but I think it's going to have a happy ending of some kind, or some kind of optimistic ending of some kind. I'm sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think just given the direction that Vinland Saga's been taking, I think that's the most likely direction it's going to take, if I'm to be honest. I'm very much looking forward to reading the last volume of Vinland Saga. I mean, in regards to Vinland Saga as a whole, the story hasn't been exactly perfect. I mean, there are a few moments that could have been refined. A few characters that, in hindsight, seem a bit tonally distracting compared to the rest of the series, in which, whilst, yeah, it was based on legendary grounds, it was still presented itself in a mostly grounded kind of setup. So yeah, some bits were a bit distracting in that regard, and some people might take issue with like the liberties of history there, but other than that, Vinland Saga, it's been one of the most profound stories I've come across. It's immense, absolutely immense. There's a reason why the phrase "I have no enemies" has been trending so much, and is one of the few good trends on TikTok. Yeah, very much looking forward to Vinland Saga's conclusion. Very, very much looking forward to it. So, now that we've discussed Vinland Saga, let's move on to another major anime-related announcement, and that is concerning the estimation of the upcoming Demon Slayer movie. Let's see if I can find the actual thing that's probably in topic. Hold on. I think I lost it. There was something about the estimation. Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. Just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I know. I don't like that phrase, bear with me, because it incites impatience. Okay, it was here. Right, it was here. Ooh, cool. Is anyone impartial so far as this is made? Right, okay, here we go. I found it. So, basically, I follow Today Anime News on Instagram, and apparently, according to this, it says, Forbes confirms that Demon Slayer Infinity Castle could earn up to $700 million worldwide. What? Okay, there was another slide that puts this into perspective. Let's see. It's not only said to be like the big finale of the Demon Slayer series, it's also going to be in 3 parts. Part 1 is going to be releasing this year. Part 2 is set to release in 2027. Part 3, with the final fight against the Michael Jackson lookalike himself, in 2029, almost at the turn of the century. Let's see. It says here, $40 million earned in 3 days. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Akaza returns raked in $5.9 billion on opening weekend, smashing Japan's box office record previously held by Mugen Train, which in turn was previously held by Your Name, which in turn was previously held by Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which previously was held by Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke. So it took 3.5 years to produce the new Demon Slayer movie. Whew, man, I mean, they made other movies in the Demon Slayer series. I mean, they made movies to have abbreviations of all the different arcs. The most recent one I remember seeing was a movie dedicated to Nezuko being healed of the whole daylight thing. And then the transition between the end of the Swordsmith Village arc to the training arc. Right. So yeah, that is immense. Like, so if this is correct, then Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is going to be one of the biggest anime movies ever. Like, the scale will be on point with End of Evangelion. That's how big this TV series tie-in movie is going to be. I mean, obviously, funnily enough, the Mugen Train movie came out, and then the TV series released the second season, which I guess you could say is an expansion of the Mugen Train arc if you wanted to see that. But I mean, the Demon Slayer series isn't exactly perfect. The comic relief can be really annoying, but at the same time, the animation is absolutely incredible. All right. Okay, whatever. So where was I? So there's another article here that says Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie, made 1.07 billion yen, was collected on the first day at the box office. That's a canon movie. One Piece movie Red made 1.23 billion yen and was collected on the first day at the box office. That's a filler movie. Demon Slayer Mugen Train made 1.27 billion yen and was collected on the first day of the box office. And Demon Slayer in movie Infinity Castle Part 1 made 1.79 billion yen collected on the first day of the box office. Wow. Absolute wow. Right. I have no idea when exactly this movie is coming out, but if these news are true, then this movie is big. It's going to be big. Let's see. There's another article here saying that in Today Anime News, apparently IMDb rates Demon Slayer movie Infinity Castle 9.3. I mean, for some daft reason, I didn't think the Infinity Castle series would be the last story bit. I mean, who am I kidding? Of course it's going to be the last story bit, you dafty. Man alive. This is going to be big. Like, absolutely big. Haru Sotozaki is the director, who's a Japanese anime director who has been a key creative force behind the Demon Slayer franchise since its debut, having directed the anime series started in 2019, as well as the first film Mugen Train 2020, which grossed over 500 million globally and became the highest grossing Japanese anime film of all time. His work on the Entertainment District arc earned him the Best Director Award at the 2023 Crunchyroll Anime Awards, recognized for its stunning visuals and emotional storytelling, which continues to define the Infinity Castle's trilogy's breathtaking animation and intense battle sequences. Another interesting fact is that Lisa not only performed the theme song for Infinity Castle Part 1, Akaza reappears, but also attended a theater screening with fans on its opening day. Right, this is absolutely big, you guys. This is so big. Hello, Joss. Welcome to the live stream. We're currently talking about just how immense this Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie is going to be. This, if what I'm hearing is correct, then whenever Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1 releases at somewhere in the West, the popularity for the movie, it's gonna explode, like, big time. And like, anime culture will never be the same again. Like, this is gonna be big. Like, I am just picturing it now. Whenever this movie releases in the cinemas, there's going to be like queues of like people in like merchandise, T-shirts, maybe one or two people in some outfits vaguely resembling characters from the series, maybe even the boarheads, or maybe a few toy swords or so. maybe people are going to carry the manga books, because I distinctly remember one time when I left the cinema and there was a whole queue of men and young men alike wearing Dragon Ball t-shirts and merchandising, and all of them were going to go see Dragon Ball Broly at the time. Like, seriously, anime has become more popular than ever over the years. So if this movie really is, look, I hate to keep beating a dead horse here, but if this Demon Slayer movie is as big as it's being hyped up to be, then it's going to transform the entire anime landscape. It's good. I'll need to catch up with Demon Slayer. Right. So now that Demon Slayer has been mentioned, speaking of beloved animated shows, Smiling Friends Season 3 has been confirmed. There was this one meme video of the landlord having a crossover with Smiling Friends. So let's see if I can share the article with you guys. Smiling Friends. So let's add this to the stage. Right. So, Smiling Friends surprises fans with Season 3 sneak peek clip via the little short that they had. I also like how with the short they had an even faster version of the already really fast, hyped up theme song. Like, it's intentionally fast to get a laugh. In the show, the theme is literally just and then it spontaneously cuts to get straight to the episode. So just having a Smiling Friends short, this theme song, which is already fast paced, is even more fast paced. So high pitched electronic noises. It's so funny. All right, so Smiling Friends is coming back to Adult Swim with Season 3 of the wacky animated series later this autumn. But fans have gotten a surprise look at the new season with a sneak peek clip showing off a big makeover. Smiling Friends has been one of the most successful original animated series, making their debut with Adult Swim in recent memory. And it's no surprise to see that a third season is already slated for a debut later this autumn. As fans continue to wait for the new episodes, we've actually gotten some brand new materials that haven't been seen before. Smiling Friends is gearing up to really kick off its promotional train soon with all sorts of potential new images, clips, and more coming our way. And Adult Swim has started things off with a new surprise, with a new short released on the official YouTube channel. Smiling Friends fans have gotten the first new look at Pim and Charlie a long while. Hilariously, it's definitely a new look at Pim that potentially teases some of the wackiness we'll get in the new season. Check it out below. Yeah, basically the gag in this short clip is that Pim, who previously looked like that, has had a makeover surgery for his eyes, only for Charlie to say, "Look, man, your big eyes, they were the defining part of your personality, man." And then the two of them have this really awkward moment. And apparently people have been commenting down below, oh, so that means this is an impact from when Pim went to Spam Town and he was made fun of because of his eyes. So there's a sense of continuity in this otherwise very spontaneous series. So when does Smiling Friends Season 3 come out? Smiling Friends Season 3 will be airing sometime later this autumn with Adult Swim, but more concrete details about its actual release date have yet to be announced at this time. But while fans wait on the third season to hit, Adult Swim has already renewed Smiling Friends for both Seasons 4 and 5. We are living in good times, my friends. This renewal is great news for the animated hit, and fans are luckily going to see it continue for a while longer. Yay, I love this show. But the creators behind it themselves have also stated that they are thinking about when to bring the animated series to its eventual end. Yeah, that seems to be a very healthy decision to think about. Smiling Friends co-creator Zach Hadel stated the following on social media when Seasons 4 and 5 were announced. Michael Cusack and I decided very early on we didn't want the show to overstay its welcome or get stale, and we intend to stick by that. Thank you! Thank you! This is exactly the kind of lesson that The Simpsons and Rick and Morty needs to learn from. I don't know how long we'll go on for, but I'm really proud of what we created, and I'm excited for everyone to see what's in store for this season. The co-creator began. Big thanks to our... Why did you put the brackets next to the big... Or is that just his failed pronunciation? Anyway, big thanks to our hardworking creative team who work tirelessly to make the show as good as it can be. The network for allowing us to make the show we want to make. Yeah, creative freedom is such a blessing to have. And everyone out there for even watching the slop in the first place. Oh, I love these guys. Smiling Friends plans SDCC 2025 takeover. Season 3 is one of the many shows that Adult Swim is bringing to San Diego Comic-Con 2025 later this month too. Not only will series co-creators Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack be attending a special panel on July 25th where they will be showing off the new season, but Smiling Friends is also being touted as one of the special premieres being showcased during the Adult Swim's Night of New event during the convention too. Adult Swim's Night of New is a special outdoor screening event offering never-before-aired materials from Adult Swim, including the first look at Rick and Morty's Season 8 finale, full episodes of Smiling Friends, and other new shows they now have in the works, such as Woman Wearing Shoulder Pads and Ha Ha You Clowns. Unfortunately, this event likely won't make its way online, unlike other previous events of its kind seen in the past. All right, so that concludes that article. All right, so we don't need to share that anymore. All right, so basically the creators of Smiling Friends are very pleased to continue on Smiling Friends, but they do plan to give it a conclusion at some point. And maybe Smiling Friends will go on for a season 6 or season 7, maybe all the way up to a season 10 like The Simpsons in its golden age or something. I mean, they don't know how long it's going to go on for, but I think it's very wise of them to even consider ending it so it doesn't get stale. That's the problem that a lot of shows have, especially the ones that go on for so long. Or well, not just TV shows, but just franchises in general. It can apply to movies, longer movie franchises, TV show franchises, and on occasion, it can apply to video game franchises as well. Although I suppose with video game franchises, you get the perk of having new kinds of games to play, whether the story is a hit or not. But I suppose even then you'll get occasional franchises in the video game market where they have franchises that have been stretched too thin, like too much butter over too much thin bread. To use that analogy from the Lord of the Rings. Let me make a list of franchises that have overstayed their welcome and have lost their quality as a result. So The Simpsons, which I really like that show, but yeah, that show has really begun to losing its flavor over time. Rick and Morty, Assassin's Creed, the MCU, especially with the movies after Endgame. The Ice Age series, which went on for way too long for quite some time. Let's see, other franchises that have overstayed their welcome. The Land Before Time sequels, yeah. Yeah, that's another good example. Let's see, what will be other examples of franchises that have been prolonged for way too long? And I mean, like, way too long. I suppose the Nightmare on Elm Street series, the Alien series, I guess, Predator series. Oh yeah, the Predator series as well. Yeah, I guess EastEnders too, right? Let's see, yeah, basically, all these franchises, and then some probably with Pirates of the Caribbean count as well. Particularly with the sequels after World's End, and perhaps the Harry Potter series as well. Yeah, basically, in varying degrees, what all the franchises I just mentioned have in common is that all of these franchises involved people trying to milk as much money as possible, but they run short because they're too fixated on expansion rather than quality. Like it's the whole dilemma of quantity over quality. And because they focus on quantity rather than quality, the whole thing just falls apart. Because unless you're going to think ahead, like with the author of One Piece, fun fact, One Piece, as of this month, is 28 years old. That's older than me. Unless you're really going to think ahead with a compelling story, then what are you doing? If there's not much of a compelling reason to tell a compelling story, then you should just stop. I suppose that should lead me up to my next topic in the fact that the MCU is getting a reboot. But before we move on to that, I just want to say how refreshing it is that, and it really just goes to show that Smiling Friends really is made by people who understand the internet, and not just people from the internet, because anyone from the internet could take the time to make this sort of thing, but it's obvious that Zach and the team, they actually understand their audience. They actually get along well with their audience, unlike Vitsy Pop with the Has-Been Hotel community. Zach and Michael actually get along well with their community. They have very positive vibes, and they actually understand good quality storytelling in this case, that if you drag a show on for too long, it risks losing its quality because they're too fixated on quantity rather than quality. And this is why shows like Cowboy Bebop and Breaking Bad stand out so much, because they had a definitive endpoint. And because of that, the shows didn't become husks of what they used to be. Their stories became complete. And so they became more beloved over time. So I would imagine Smiling Friends is heading in that kind of direction, even though, yeah, Smiling Friends is a very episodic kind of series. There's still somewhat of a continuity go along to it, in a very redemptive kind of continuity going on, especially if you're keeping up with it this long. You'll see recurring parts of like the fact that Charlie was very lazy, but eventually started to have more divine sense of virtue after the events of the season 1 finale. The landlord is going to make a comeback. Oh, I want to see the landlord again. The landlord character is so funny.
Hello, Alan.
Hold on a minute. Wait, hold on a minute.
Hello, Alan. Are you looking for these? What's all the rules, you pathetic land?
So moving on to the next topic. The MCU is said to be getting a reboot. On the one hand, about time. The MCU was getting stale. But on the other hand, if Hollywood is not going to change their current writing practice, then reboot or not, it's still going to be slop. Which is troubling to say the least. But you know what? Maybe they'll have the common sense to just start the whole thing again. That could risk just telling the same story again, but with lesser actors. So if they're going to go ahead with rebooting the MCU, then the best route to take for that would be to tell a new cinematic universe with new characters that have yet to be adapted, new compelling stories, actually focus on the writing quality we saw from like the first Iron Man movie and then some, where although then again, people have gotten all too familiarized with origin stories at this point, so some creative thinking is going to be required in that regard. look, there's creative ways around the whole origin story trope. So that's something else to take into consideration. Maybe it's some quick mention, a quick flashback. It could be like a character in the midst of the action, or maybe they mention the backstory in passing and they're focusing on something that's going to test their character. Yeah, the whole origin story shtick is going to be a tricky one to get around, but if they're talented enough, they'll find a way. We'll assess for certain. I suppose it would help if the movies they make were not primarily origin stories, because we've already had plenty of those for superheroes. Trying to think this through. Obviously, they're focusing on Doomsday at the moment. Oh yeah. Also, Kevin Feige has recently announced and practically admitted that all the movies after Endgame were basically made to make cash. Not according to me, according to Feige's own mouth himself. The mouth of Feige. My master bids thee welcome. Just this mouth guy who's just... sorry, just the whole image I've just made for myself, like mouth of Sauron, mouth of Feige. that sounds so funny. So yeah, I mean, it's that thing at the time. At the time, Feige wouldn't admit otherwise, and neither would the other shill journalists, because they want to say that they're in the right. But then after the time passes, people will say, actually, we admit this wasn't quite as good as it was. Yeah, see, told you so. It's happened with Rings of Power, and it's happened with the post-Endgame MCU, or MCU as people call it. So yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot of hard work and convincing to get people on board with the idea of redoing that whole thing over and over again. So now we've discussed the MCU. Oh yeah. Yes, I need the last of the wine for this. Right. There's been other movie announcements as of late. There's going to be a new Judge Dredd movie. A new Judge Dredd movie directed by one Taika Waititi. Yes. Judge Dredd, directed by Taika Waititi. I need more wine. I'll be right back. And look, you guys, don't get me wrong. I do like Taika Waititi. I do. He's made some excellent material. He's made Jojo Rabbit, which was a really fascinatingly playful look at the Hitler Youth of all things. And I did enjoy Thor Ragnarok, but I really did not like Thor Love and Thunder. That is one of those movies that made me genuinely angry for all the wrong reasons. And I'm sorry, Hollywood, you have picked the wrong director for Judge Dredd. I mean, unless Taika Waititi is genuinely going to try to make something akin to that one Dredd movie that people absolutely adored. Not the one with Sylvester Stallone, but the other one. People will know what I'm talking about. Unless Waititi is a genuinely passionate film nerd in that regard, if he's actually going to go out of his way to try something different, Taika Waititi, from what I know, seems like the wrong choice to make a Judge Dredd movie. That's like trying to get, I don't know, like Baz Luhrmann to adapt Sin City or something, or like or as one person I remember putting it, trying to convince like Michael Bay to direct like something like if Michael Bay were to direct, give me a moment. If Michael Bay were to direct Princess Bride, that would be it. Yeah, it just would not work. I fear for an MCU reboot. It feels impossible to recast the likes of Iron Man, Wolverine, and Deadpool when their actors are so iconic to those characters. Precisely. I mean, apparently, from what I understand, all the actors and whatnot are getting together for one last hurrah with Avengers Doomsday. And Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are, senior people. No offense meant. But, some of these people are getting too over these roles. I mean, obviously, if you're really going to commit to recasting these iconic characters, you're going to have to establish, a different kind of universe. Like, if you're going to recast Iron Man and Wolverine, don't try to make them the same as Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman. Do something different. Like, for example, the only other person I can think of who can succeed from Hugh Jackman as Wolverine would be Steve Blum. Or Steve Bloom. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Steve Bloom. Yeah, Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom as Wolverine is probably the next best iconic Wolverine casting, second only to Hugh Jackman himself. Steve Bloom has voiced Wolverine in a lot of animated media with Wolverine in it, like Hulk versus Wolverine. And most recently, he portrayed Wolverine in Marvel Rivals, much to my engagement and enjoyment. I mean, it is possible to have a different Wolverine. That's what I'm trying to say. And it can be done really well. I mean, Steve Bloom just has so much life into the character. I've healed from 100 times worse. That kind of thing. Marvel Rivals seem to also do a good job with Iron Man. In fact, you know what? If anyone is in doubt, just go play Marvel Rivals instead. That seems to be my number one solution these days. Fantastic Four movie not doing so well? Play Marvel Rivals instead. A fear for the future of the MCU reboot? Play Marvel Rivals instead. Concerned about recasting? Play Marvel Rivals instead. Trying to sober up from Taika Waititi directing Dredd? Play Marvel Rivals. I should make that a slogan on t-shirts. Whenever there's a problem, play Marvel Rivals. Insert problem here, play Marvel Rivals. Make that a t-shirt, make that merchandising. Insert problem here, play Marvel Rivals. Dishes unclean, play Marvel Rivals. World's got problems, play Marvel Rivals. That would be an amazing slogan. What a way to promote the game. That'd be quite the meme. Not looking forward to the Judge Dredd remake unless Taika Waititi is really going to put his passion into it. concerns about the MCU reboots, unless they really are going to humble themselves, just take a break from the MCU and just start anew like years later, so that people can have time to breathe from all the constant quantity of slop that we've been getting. So what else is there to mention? I suppose quick mention. I still have that Just Giving page for my marathon run that's upcoming up, where I'm going to be raising funds for the My Name's Dottie Foundation. So if you know where to look, you can find it, but I'm sure it'll become more relevant when the time gets near, which will be by September. Sorry, just thought I'd just throw that out there. What else is there worth mentioning? What else is there worth mentioning? Let's see. Dredd, MCU reboot. Big anime news. We did. That basically covers everything I wanted to mention for this live stream. So I suppose I should practice what I preach and go play Marvel Rivals, right? Opening up Marvel Rivals. I've been meaning to live stream it for some time. I would have had this video called Update of Ultron. I missed out on that opportunity, so that's a regret of mine. That's a big regret of mine. Okay, where is... Oh, it's needing an update, right. Okay, so that's starting to update. So basically, in Marvel Rivals, they've added in new characters. They've added in Blade, they've added in Phoenix, and a few other characters. So I'll very much look forward to playing that when I get the chance. So I think this update won't take too long. So if there's anything else that anybody wants to bring up in regards to the topics mentioned on this live stream, speak now or forever hold on to your peas. I should have brought an actual bag of peas to make that joke work. Oh, yeah. Oh, I will say this. This Sunday, my Breaking Bad review will be coming out. So, yeah, people are pretty excited for that, obviously, because I've been intending to get that review out there a long time ago. But, I just got so busy and caught up with a lot of other things. So, yeah, that all happened. And so now, better late than never, I guess. And it took time to get things refined, get things prepared. And the Breaking Bad review will finally put out there for the public to watch and to enjoy. And yes, it'll be over an hour long and over an hour's long's worth of content. So, yeah, deep analytical stuff. That's what we're here for, baby. Why do people say baby? That is such a strange word, isn't it? Of all the things to say to a lady, like, hey, lady, like, you choose the word baby. Like, why do people say baby? Even the ASDF movies make fun of that kind of trope. Oh, baby, get away from my baby! But mother, I love him. All right, so what else is there to... Oh, yes, another thing worth mentioning is that the Hello Retro channel is nearing its conclusion for the Sega Saturn month. Come this Monday, it'll be the last Sega Saturn 30th anniversary episode. It'll be the last one. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And on the Hello Retro channel, me and Lewis will intend to keep up a lot of fun gameplay sessions for a lot of different themes. He's currently been planning on doing a session for the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation console. So look forward to that. And get onto the Hello Retro channel if you haven't already. All right, any moment now, Marvel Rivals should be at the ready. people in the comments or people watching this at home, feel free to type something into the live chat, and I will address it. Oh man. Just catching up with some news, right? Yeah, there's a point. There's a point. Just catching up with some news. All right, any moment now. Any moment. Okay, Marvel Rivals is at 98, 99, and play. Right, we're playing it. All right. Hold on to your butts. All right, I'll get the whole thing set up and I'll share the screen soon enough. All your messages are very much appreciated. All right. Also close down a few tabs to make it run smoother. Okay, my mouse is being a little drunk. Come on, come on. Ah, come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, waiting for Marvel Rivals to boot up. Come on, come on. Give me the stuff I'm wanting. Might as well get the other thing up in case it doesn't quite work. All right. People in the live chat, feel free to type something in and I'll address it if need be. Just waiting for launching. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, it's launching. Here we go. Here we go. Switch shader compilation mode. Enabling this feature will significantly reduce memory consumption and decrease the probability of GPU crashes. Throwing Loki. Still on the summer vacation. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Luna Snow is going to make for a major trend since K-pop Demon Hunters is so successful. What is it with media involving K-pop singers being so successful lately? First, you got Luna Snow here in Marvel Rivals, and now you've got like the K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix. Well, I mean, K-pop superhero kinds of people seem to be making a major trend. I've noticed. Just a curious observation. Anyway, just waiting for that to load up. Okay, all right. I will present to you the stream. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Sharing screen. Come on, come on. All right, it's still taking a while. Just bear with it. Bear with me for a moment. Share the screen. Come on, come on. Marvel Rivals. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Shaders compiling. Please stand by. suppose what I should be doing is keep up with you guys via here. Come on. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now I've got the means to contact you guys. Right. That's obviously going to be taking its very sweet, sweet time. So, might as well get on with some of the tasks whilst that thing's loading up. Feel free to type something in whilst I'm away. I will address your comments soon enough. Check this out. Some nice Manuka honey with ginger. Right there. All right, let's see. Aha! Right, it's loaded up. Finally, at last. Right, here we go. Right, so it says here, until we are one, or as Optimus Prime would say, till all are one. There's more to them than meets the eye. Autobots, roll out. Oh, look at this guy. Who's this albino punk with the whole demonic-looking sword thing and the skull? Symbiote thing. Alright, let's see the title sequence. All these symbiote things. Alright, logging in. Let's see the cool animated transition. Let's see what Marvel episodes are. Phoenix. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Hellfire Gala. All right. The abyss awakens. Oh, bring it on, Nietzsche. I'm game. The power of the Phoenix. All right, so Squirrel Girl. This Jeff the Shark. Rocket Raccoon and Lady Frost are got their uniquely outfitted costumes. I still love how John Bailey, the epic voice guy, is voicing Jeff the Land Shark. It's just so amazing. Right, so let's see. Let's catch up to speed and things. Okay, so we managed to get that. Unlock all the... Oh, no, these are new ones. Right. Oh, these are not ones I got yet. Oh, okay. Got it. All right, so before we get to anything, we are going to... Oh, what's this? Missions, okay. So, we are going to go to, let's see, practice range. Right. I really wish I did the whole update of Ultra thing, but hey ho, we're here now. Okay, so here's Phoenix. Okay, she's got the fire powers, and she's okay, so she's got medium difficulty. Okay. No new tanks. Okay, you obviously got Ultron here. Okay, I don't see Blade in the cast here yet. I think Blade's gonna come up next, right? Right, I'm gonna try out Ultron again because you guys didn't see me play as Ultron. I was built under an evening star. So he has the laser thing, which has a slower charge time, not as constant as Tony Stark's stuff. You know, something to keep him on his toes, I guess. And he's not as swift as Tony Stark is, but you know, given the supportive role, he's going to be quite the nuisance. A menace! A thief! Nanomachine, son! Funny how you have a virus that heals people. Funny how that works. Holy moly, he's got a big sword thing. I want to... It even sounds like a lightsaber. What cooperative abilities does he have? It sounds like it was like corporative for some reason. Cooperative. Let's see here. What team abilities does he have? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, you got this one, Primal Flame. This is a new one. Given now it's okay. Oh, you got this new cool ability that was advertised. Go on, say it! Say it! I'm not gonna say it! This thing is still one of my favorite characters to play as. Human Torch can lift the thing into the air, slam him down. Okay, so Human Torch stores part of the energy in Spider-Man's suit, enabling him to unleash Infernal Blast. Awesome! Nice! Ice Arrows, sweet. Nice. Let's see, this one. And Squirrel Girl. When Iron Man, Ultron, and Squirrel Girl team up, Ultron's Encephalo-Ray upgrades to Nano-Ray, firing a beam that pierces through all characters, dealing continuous damage to the Squirrel Girl gains the Squirrel Missile ability she directs. Okay, so additional missile perks. Okay. Let's see. Any other ones involving Ultron? Apparently not. Let's get Iron Man in here. Let's try it. Okay, so Ultron gets to have that. Meanwhile, okay, Skrull gets that. Okay, that's cool. I love portals. Oh, so Iron Man also has the cool sword thing. Nice, I didn't know he could do that. So Tony Stark is actually more powerful than Ultron, but Ultron has a few gimmicky drones to do with. Okay. Boom! Love it. Right. Just getting used to it. I'm liking these new team up abilities. I suppose since I was mentioning Steve Blum earlier. You see, whilst Hugh Jackman is to many people's eyes the definitive Wolverine, Steve Blum is also a definitive Wolverine in a different sense. So, by all extensions, you can definitely have an alternative Wolverine and make it work. You just need to, find a good actor who's going to portray Wolverine in a compelling manner. It's not forcefully trying to be like, not forcefully trying to be like Hugh Jackman, but still Wolverine. You know what I mean? Don't I get to recharge my right shift ability every time I take you guys down? Darn it, I keep missing that. Okay, so I don't recharge the ability after all that. Okay, right. right. All right, let's test out Phoenix. Does she have fire powers? Let's see how this works. Ah, one. In the same kind of way as the Holy Trinity. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Holy moly. Okay, she has some powerful range. Wow. And the burning effect, just like Pyro from Team Fortress 2. Holy moly. So let's see. What's this do? Okay, some additional damage. Holy moly. Like, primary fire is OP. What's this do? Fiery wings. Awesome. Let's see. Right, that's what it does. Okay. Her psychics are a very troublesome kind of thing. Just testing the waters here. Let's see. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, wow. That has got to be one of the most cinematic ultimates I've seen in quite some time. Wow, that was amazing. Do 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 do. Can't catch me. Do 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 do. Let's see that team up ability. No. Okay, let's see. Let's see your team up abilities. Let's see how this works. So, what's this ability do again? So, Jean Grey imbues Wolverine with the awesome, awe-inspiring Phoenix Force. With this power, Wolverine's feral leap transforms into Phoenix Warrior. While active, he is enveloped in Phoenix flames that continuously scorch nearby enemies. In this state, Wolverine's abilities gain lifesteal when inflicted damage. All right, so he gets his fire ability. Oh yeah, I can see it on him. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, let's try it out. Oh, he even says flank student. Whoa, holy moly, he's on fire. Oh, wow. Oh, no, wait, they were already pre-damaged from Phoenix's stuff, like. Phoenix for it, baby. All right, so I get a little boost in ability. Okay. One. Does the fire also damage other nearby enemies? All right, so it does do additional damage, right? All right. Okay, so that's what it does, right? You know what? Just for the sake, I don't know, I'm probably going to do that in the game anyway. Let's see. We're gonna show you how it's done, done, done. How about an all-superhero demon hunting band? I've forgotten what does right click do again? Right click. Let's see. What does right click do again? Absolute zero. Class a clump of ice if the enemy and restore. Yeah, that's okay. That's a lot of damage. Okay, I think that's everything we need to know in regards to new book. Although, actually, there is one thing I want to try out before we go to an official match. Hold on a minute. Just double check on the time because I need to hop off very soon actually. Yeah, I need to hop off very, very soon. Right. In which case I'm gonna make this quick. Right. Right. I want to test out this thing out. Okay, give me the flying ability. Initiate lift. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. Wait, he has a new ability? Oh, man. Okay, so he's got a new ability. Let's see. So, let's see. Jump toward an enemy and apply a damage reduction to self. Jump toward an enemy and apply damage reduction to both of you. Okay, a little something extra. Okay. Cool, he's got an update. Nice, I like this. Okay, I need to get off this now. All right. So glad to see everything's in working order. So thank you, Double A, Joss, Galactic Nachos, and Chronicle Drinker for joining in this live stream to catch up with recent events. We really need to get going now, but thank you all so much for joining me on this good night. So good night, everybody. Scott's Thinker signing out. Also, Jesus loves you.